we are going to learn ascending order and descending order, descending order. Now, what is the meaning of order? What is the meaning of order in maths? In maths, order means arrangement of the numbers. Here, today we will learn ascending order and descending order. Now, first one, what is the meaning of ascending order?
Method of arranging numbers from smallest value to largest value. The order goes from left to right.
And descending order means
an arrangement in the highest to lowest format.
So, let us start with ascending order. Ascending order means smaller to bigger or smallest to biggest. Smallest to biggest. Let me draw this. So these are steps. Okay. Here I'm explaining ascending order. Smaller to bigger. I am on step number 1. I am on step number 1. Now I have to climb on step number 2. Step number 2 takes me one step higher than step number 1. I'm here at step number 1. When I reach here or climb here at step number 2, this step number 2 takes me one step higher than step number 1. Now, when I reach here at step number 3, step number 3 takes me one step higher than step number 2. Okay? Step number 3 takes me one step higher than step number 2. Now I have to climb up here at step number 4. Step number 4. This is step number 4. Step number 4 takes me one step higher than step number 3. One step higher than step number 3. Step number 4 takes me one step higher than step number 3. Now I want to climb ahead. Step number 5. When I reach here at step number 5 takes me one step higher than step number 4. Step number 5 takes me one step higher than step number 4. Now I have to reach here at the highest point. This is the highest point in this group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the highest point. This is the highest step. When I reach here, the step number 6, this step number 6, makes me one step higher than step number 5. So here it is. The step step number 6 is highest point, and this step number 1 is the smallest point. So you have to first choose in the given number. You have to choose the smallest number, then number which is bigger than this number. Then you have to choose or find out the number which is bigger than this number. Then we have to choose the number which is bigger than this number. Then we have to choose the number which is bigger than this number. Then we have to choose the highest or biggest number or greatest number. So this is arrangement of ascending order. We are arranging the number in increasing order. Smaller to bigger. Smallest to biggest. Okay? Now, what about descending order? Make steps. What about descending order for the same group of numbers in this group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same numbers. We have to arrange it in descending order. So I am on the highest point. That is 6. The highest step is 6. Now I have to climb down at step number 5. I have to climb down here at step number 5. Step number 5, that means this step number 5 takes me one step lower than step number 6. Step number 5 takes me one step lower than step number 6. Lower than one step. Step number 5 takes me one step lower than step number 6. One step lower than step number 6. Now I have to climb down here. Step number 4. Step number 4. At this point, step number 4, I have to climb down step number 4. Step number 4 takes me one step lower than step number 5. Now I have to reach down here at step number 3. Okay, we are coming down here. At step number 3. This is step number 3 takes me one step lower than step number 4. When we reach here, step number 2. Okay. Step number 2. Here, step number 2 takes me one step lower than step number 3. Step number 3. This is the last point. Step number 1. When I reach here at this point, at this step number 1, step number 1 takes me one step lower than step number 2. So now I'm here at the lowest point, at the smallest number. This step is number 1. Or in the group, the lowest number will be 1. Highest number will be 6 and the smallest number will be 1. In this group, the highest or biggest number will be 6 or the smallest number will be 1. So this is how we explain to you guys ascending and descending order. 9. Numbers from 0 to 9. I'm giving the first group of one digit number. Numbers are 8, 6, 2, 3, 5, 0. So this set of number here, total 6 numbers are in this group. Total 6 numbers are there in this group. 8, 6, 2, 3, 5, 0. So we'll divide the whole method in 3-4 steps. The first step will be you make some, these type of box. So it will be easy. First step will be find out the smallest number in the given group. Find the smallest number in the given group. What is the smallest number in this group? So for this, you have to compare two digits. First 2 digits, you have to compare these 2 digits, these 2 numbers, 8 and 6. Which one is smaller here in these 2 digits? 8 fingers or 6? Which one is smaller? 8 or 6? 8 or 6? Which one is smaller? 6 is smaller. In these 2 numbers, 6 is smaller than 8. So we'll write 6 here. Okay? 6. Now compare 6 and 2. 6 and 2. Next number. These 2 numbers. Which one is smaller? 6 or 2? 6 or 2? Smallest or smaller number is 6 or 2. Which one is smaller? 2 is smaller. Okay? So 2 is smaller. Now cancel this. Write 2 here. Because 2 is smaller now. Now compare 2 with other numbers. 2 and 3. Which one is smaller here? 2 or 3? Which one is smaller? 2 or 3? 2 is smaller, obviously. So it will be same. Here we don't need to replace it by any other number. 2 is smaller number here. Now compare 2 by 5. 2 and 5. Compare these 2 numbers. Which one is smaller? 2 or 5? 2 or 5? Which one is smaller? 2 is smaller than 5. So we don't need to replace this number by any other smaller number. We'll write it here. 2. It will remain here. Now compare 2 by 0. 0 means nothing. So when we compare 2 and 0, 2 and nothing. So which one is smaller? 0 is smaller than 2. 0 is smaller than 2. Okay? So now we'll replace this number by 0. The smallest number in this group, smallest number here in this group is 0. So our first step, we'll write the smallest number in first block. There are 6 blocks here. In the first block, we'll write 0, the smallest number. Now, what will be the second step? 0 is the smallest number here. Now, we cancel this 0 from the group. We will cancel this number from the given group. These numbers 8, 6, 2, 3, 5. These are left out numbers. These numbers are left out numbers. Now, we have to find out the smaller number in these left out numbers. We have to find out the smaller number from these left out numbers. Compare again 8 and 6. Which one is smaller? 8 and 6. Which one is smaller? Of course, 6 is smaller. 8 and 6, 6 is smaller. 6 and 2, which one is smaller? 2 is smaller. Okay, so now replace this number by 2. Okay, 2. Now compare this 2 by 3. 2 or 3, which one is smaller? 2 is smaller, so we don't need to write anything here. 2 or 5, which one is smaller? 2 or 5, which one is smaller? 2 is smaller. So, and 0 is already, we have done it. So, 2 is smaller. 2 is the smallest in these numbers. In these numbers, 2 is the smallest number. Now, we will write 2 here in the second block. Second block, we'll write 2 here in second block. Now, we have to find out the number which is greater than 2 and smallest in these 4 numbers. Smallest in these 4 numbers, greater than 2. Left out numbers are 8, 6, 3, 5. These numbers are left. Now compare these 4 numbers and find out the smallest in these numbers. Smallest of these numbers are, smallest of these numbers is, now compare these two, 8, 6. Which one is smallest? Which one is smaller? 6 is smaller. Now 6 and 3. Compare these two numbers, 6 and 3. Which one is smaller? 3 is smaller. Now replace this number by 3. Again compare these two numbers, 3 and 5. Which one is smaller? 3 is smaller than 5. 3 is smaller than 5. Now write down this number because it is smallest in all 4 numbers. Smallest. So we'll write here in third block number 3. 3 is greater than 2 but the smallest in all these 4 numbers. Now cancel this and the left out numbers are 8, 6, 5. These 3 numbers. Now we have to find out the number which is greater than 3 and smallest in these 3 numbers. Now compare 8 and 6. Which one is smaller? 6 is smaller. Which one is smaller? Which one is smaller? The smaller number is 6 here. Okay. Now you have to compare the 6 with 5. Which one is smaller in these 2 numbers? Which one is smaller? 5 is smaller. Okay. The number, see, 6 or 5. Which one is smaller? 5 is smaller. 6 and 5. In these 2 numbers, 5 is smaller. Here, in these 3 numbers, the smallest number will be 5. Smallest number will be 5. So we'll write this 5 here in this block. Block number 4, 5. Okay. Now cancel this 5. Number. 2 numbers are left. 2 numbers are left. 8 and 6. 8 and 6. Which one is smaller here? 8 or 6? 8 or 6. Which one is smaller? 6 is smaller. So we'll write here. So we'll write 6 because it is smaller. So we'll write 6 here. And 6 is greater than 5. So it is already increasing order now. 2 is greater than 0. 3 is greater than 2. 5 is greater than 3. 6 is greater than 5. So it is already increasing in increasing order. Now we have written 6. Because cancel 6. The left out number will be 8. Write down 8 here. 8. 8 is the greatest number in this group. 8 is greatest number in this group. Okay. So we have done already. So we have arranged this group in ascending order. The smallest number in this group is 0. 2 is greater than 0. 2 is greater than 0. 3 is greater than 2. 5 is greater than 3. 6 is greater than 5. 8 is greater than 5. So we have arranged it in increasing order or a ascending order. Okay, this is ascending order. This is ascending order. Ascending order keyword will be smaller to bigger. Okay, so here descending order, in descending order will the keyword will be bigger to smaller, means we have to find out the biggest number in the group, then smaller number from the first number, then more smaller number, then more smaller number, then smallest number, bigger to smaller. Let us arrange these numbers in descending order. So the group is like this: 7, 2, 1. Because it is from 0 to 9, so it is little bit easy. 7, 2, 1, 5, 0, 8. This is the group, and we have to find out. We have to arrange these numbers in descending order. So the keyword will be for descending order. Keyword will be bigger to smaller. Now we first of all we'll make some 6 blocks here. Make 6 blocks here. Okay. 6 numbers, 6 blocks. Now compare all numbers and find out the biggest number and write biggest number here in first block, and the smallest will be here in last block. First step number 1. Compare these two numbers. What is the biggest number between 7 and 2? Bigger number between 7 and 2. Bigger number between 7 and 2. Which one is bigger? 7 or 2? 7 or 2? Of course, 7. 7 is bigger than 2. Okay? 7 is bigger than 2. Now, compare 7 by 1. Which one is bigger? Which one is bigger? 7 and 1. 7 and 1. Which one is bigger? 7 or 1? Between 7 and 1, 7 is bigger. Now compare 7 with next number 5. Compare 7 with next number 5. Between 7 and 5, which number is bigger? Between 7 and 5. 7 and 5. Which number is bigger? 7 or 5? Between 7 and 5, 7 is bigger. So 7 and 5. Which one is bigger? 7 and 5. Of course 7 is bigger. 7. Now compare 7. Now compare 7 with 0. Compare 7 with 0. 7, 7 and 0. 0 means nothing. 7 and 0. Which one is bigger? Of course 7 is bigger. No need to replace this number. Now compare 7 and 8. 7 to 8. Okay. Between 7 and 8. Between 7 and 8. Yes, 7. This is 7 and this is 8. 8. Okay. 7 and 8. Which one is bigger? 7 or 8? 7 or 8? 8 is bigger, right? 8 is bigger. So, we will replace 7 by 8. 8 is bigger number. So, we'll write here number 8. Number 8 in this block, first block. Okay. 8 is biggest in this group. Now cancel 8 and write left out number 7, 2, 1, 5, 0. These are left out numbers. No, yeah, cancel it and left out numbers are 7, 2, 1, 5, 0. In this step, we will find out biggest number in these numbers, in between these numbers. Compare these two numbers 7 and 2. Which one is bigger? 7 is bigger. 7 and 2. 7 and 2. Which one is bigger? 7 is bigger. So write 7 here. 7. Okay. Now compare 7 with 1. 7 with 1. 7 or 1? 7 or 1. Obviously 7. Okay. So 7. We don't need to replace this number by any other number. Now compare these two numbers 7 and 5. 7 with 5. In between 7, 7, 7 and 5. Which number is bigger? 7 and 5. 7 is bigger. 7 is bigger. Now compare 7 with 0. 0. 7 with nothing. 7 with nothing. So 7 is bigger here. 7 is bigger in this group, biggest in this group. We'll write it here in second block. 7. You can see 7 is smaller than this number 8. No, it is smaller than 8, but 7 is biggest in these numbers, in between these numbers. Now cancel 7 and write left out numbers 2, 1, 5, 0. These are left out numbers. 2, 1, 5, 0. Now tell me, when we compare these two numbers, 2 and 1, 2, 1, 2 and 1, which one is bigger? 2 or 1? Between 2 and 1, 2 is bigger. Okay? Which one is bigger? 2. 2 and 1, 2 is bigger. Now compare 2 by next number, 5. Between 2 and 5, which one is bigger? 2 and 5. Of course, 5 is bigger, no? So we'll replace 2 by 5. Now compare 5 by next number, that is 0. Compare these two numbers, 5 and nothing. 5 and nothing. When we compare these two numbers, 5 and nothing. Okay? When we compare 5 with 0, the bigger number will be 5. So, what is the biggest number in these numbers? Biggest number in these numbers, left out numbers, the biggest number will be 5. So, we'll write 5 here in third block. 5. Now, 5 is, you can see 5 is smaller than 7. No, 5 is smaller than 7, but 5 is biggest in this group here. 5 is biggest in this group. Now cancel. Next step will be cancel 5 and write left out numbers 2, 1 and 0. 2, 1, 0. Two, 1, 0. Now tell me, when we compare 2 and 1, which one is bigger? 2 and 1. Which one is bigger? 2. Between 2 and 1, 2 is bigger. Now compare 2 with 0. Between 2 and 0, 2 and nothing, 2 and 0, 2 is greater. Okay, 2 is greater. So here in this group, in these left out numbers, 2 is biggest number. So we'll write 2 here in this block, 2. And we can see 2 is smaller than 5. 2 is smaller than 5, but 2 is greatest in this group. Next step. Next step. What is next step? Cancel 2. Okay. Cancel 2. Now write left out numbers. These 1 and 0, no? 1, 0. These are left out numbers. 1 and 0 are left. Now 1 and 0 are left. We have to compare these two numbers, 1 and 0. Okay, which one is bigger here in between 1 and 0? Between 1 and 0, 1 is greater. So we write 1 in this group and the 0 here, smaller. We can see 1 is smaller than 2, and we can see 1 is smaller than 2 and 0 is smaller than 1. So when we move forward towards this side, we can see 8 is greatest or biggest and 0 is smallest here. In this group of numbers, 8 is greatest and 0 is smallest. So we can see 7 is smaller than 8, 5 is smaller than 7, 2 is smaller than 5, 1 is smaller than 2 and 0 is smaller than 1. So this group of numbers is arranged in descending order. We have arranged all these numbers in descending order. So always remember, descending order means bigger to smaller. Bigger to smaller numbers. Descending order means bigger to smaller number. At the end we get all the numbers arranged in descending order.